What's good, everybody? It's your boy, O'Shea Duke Jackson, back at it again with another episode of The Celebrity Junk. As you brothers know, I have been really on this just pearly things topic with this white supremacist or so-called white supremacist Nick Fuentes. And of course, I've made some videos about her in the past. One was called, Is She the King of the Black Manosphere? And I have praised her for organizing the business, running the business, things like that. And I still do give her credit for running the business at a high level. She does that very well. But at this particular time, I had no real idea of how she felt. I've never collaborated with her. I've been offered to collaborate with her. I never have. I never will. But everybody's like me, right? She's collaborated with a lot of people, especially in the Black YouTube community. And one of those great people is the mediocre tutorials and reviews. Melanie King's another, the lead attorney's another, right? All are people that I think very highly of in this business. So when you're collaborating with other YouTubers, you don't know what they're going to do in the future. I've had friends I've collaborated with at the time that turned out to be enemies. It's just how it works. So when MTR flew to London with Melanie King and met up with Just Pearly Things, he had no idea about the controversy that happened. And as you know, like Just Pearly Things, if you want to be real, people watch more of her clips, right? Nobody, listen, to be real, for a channel that has almost 1.37 million subscribers, nobody really watches this really pre-game show like that, unless somebody's really big on there. It's just not really like nobody goes like, yo, we need to all go over there and like check out Just Pearly Things like pre-game show because it's hot. Like that's not how it's not like Fresh and Fit. Where Fresh and Fit, you have like 10,000 people in the chat. Just Pearly Things streams a show and you see a lot of like short clips, which gets her the views. Like nobody takes that live stream show that serious. If we're going to be honest, nobody takes it that serious. Like for the most part, as far as content creators in Black YouTube, although there is a Black base over there to a certain degree. And I say this to say what I'm going to say. The reason is because it's hard to find out what content creators are doing because you're so busy creating your own content. You have your own personal life, your own personal health. You can't catch everything that a content creator says. So I believe it when I hear that, he said he didn't know and y'all were coming over here. You guys were saying like, oh, he's a sellout. Like he was over there. The guy didn't know, right? I talked to the guy on the phone. He's a wonderful man, wonderful guy, wonderful creator. Didn't know. I believe that. Same thing with Melanie. Same thing with anybody else. They didn't know. All right. Now, if they go after that, that's different. But they didn't know. So here's what Media Tutorials decided to do. He did this. Press play.
I wish you luck, and
I don't.
Wow.
I really don't. I don't wish luck to racists.
Oh, I'm not racist.
Yes, you are. Yes, you are, Nick.
Yeah, I am a little bit racist.
And the Italians, we do not claim you.
Oh, hey, the Italians don't claim you. You're the one dating a black guy.
I'm not going to beat around the bush for this conversation, and I'm going to get straight to the point. Pearl, you f***ed up. You knowingly invited a white supremacist and a self-proclaimed racist onto a platform which is primarily supported by, at least initially, and produced by Black people. This comes across as insensitive to downright nasty. And I want to be clear, it's not just inviting said person to the conversation that's upsetting, because conversations with people who don't agree with each other or don't agree with a particular position, if done in a healthy way, can promote civil discourse. But your up was to not only not defend the people who helped create the content on your platform, but to also push a narrative that is insensitive and damaging to those very same people. Pearl, you know that your staff is mostly black people. And I'm talking about from a production perspective as well as a talent perspective. You also know that the majority of your content utilizes black people talking about black relationship issues. You could have had black people sitting in the same room with this person in order to combat some of the hellacious things that were coming out of his mouth, or to have a different perspective that would have lent itself well to demonstrate the respect for the people that watch your content and that you employ. I don't think that your platform would be as big as what it is today if it wasn't for the essential utilization of black people, black relationship topics, and black talent. And the talent came from all over. When you include the likes of an Andrew Tate, all the way down to a Brittany Renner. And even from a content creator perspective, from me to a Melanie King, to a Sarah Garvey, to a King Riches, to an Auntie Jen.
So, look at what he said. Pearl, you effed up. You built the base of your business off of who? Black people. Now, some of y'all over there in the comment section mad at him. But hold on. None of y'all would ever get an invite to the studio. Like this is how dumb some of y'all are, okay? Here's a guy that flew there, met her more than once, met her in the States, met her in London, and called her and told her, look, I'm about to drop this video. So you don't think it's nothing sneaky. Dropping this video. Nailed her behind, as you would say, to the cross. Right? And then you know what? He's right. Even if those people that work for her, and I'm pretty sure they probably have it very nice, more or less than, so than anybody else has ever had, working in this business. She's provided that staff with a lot of reinvestment. I heard her studio is awesome. The system she uses is awesome. I believe it. Guess what, though? It's still disrespectful to bring a white supremacist over there to talk to a white supremacist when the blacks helped you get it. But I told Mediocre Tourism Reviews the same thing I'm going to tell y'all. It's not really just Pearly Thing's fault. Oh, it's her fault. But it's our fault, too. You see, it's sad that for the most part, and shout out to Brother Anton, he does his thing, right? But now, the production team that's all black, wasn't no black person in London that can make this happen. See, here's something we want to talk about. I'm going to go down that rabbit hole. A white person had to come to Black London and organize this because blacks all over the world don't want to listen to each other, especially in the Western world. It's hard to have an African-American podcast with an all African-American team. Too much ego. But now when the white person come over, to all of a sudden we know how to be, we know how to be a good employee and all this other stuff, right? Because see, we don't build no systems that put each other on and reinvest our own community, right? Into our own community because we have the money. But when we get the money, we want to keep it and spend it. You see? So all she did was come in and say, okay. Because this is just my personal opinion. Nobody watches Just Pearly Things to see her, right? That's why she has a podcast, because as an individual content creator, she's not the kind of person that creates her own content. She doesn't do it like me or MTR or Steph's Code or Alpha Male Strategy. She's not big enough as a personality to do that. That's why she's chosen this route. Okay? But same thing with Adam 22 or Vlad TV. They're not people that talk us to the camera or record something and build an audience. That talent is not for them. What they do is they can organize the business, and they can also use, their intelligence to build this business, which is great. I don't knock anybody for that. But at the same time, we as blacks got to understand our opportunities. And if you also, like a lot of times, Just Pretty thinks, some of the things that she talks about, I think that maybe she's heard somebody say some of this stuff, maybe hasn't even experienced it. That's why the topics, podcasting is an old person's game. It requires experience. That's why you see a lot of the fluff topics. It doesn't go into much detail. Conversations are not so deep, right? For the things that I've seen. That's why it's so vanilla. Like our modern women, crappy wives. There's not much experience that she has. So she doesn't really have a whole lot of deep thought over there in what they're talking about. So podcasting is typically for people who are very cerebral and it comes with a lot of experience. You're just limited when you're 26. And the people that are there are 26. It's not going to be so intelligent. But still, with that, smart enough as an entrepreneur to build this team. That looks bad on the community also. So until we learn how to start paying each other, start investing in each other, start to do things, they're going to dominate us. But I do know there's an opportunity for us as a black YouTubers to start working together more because people love to see us work together. But guys, what do you think? It's your boy, O'Shea Duke Jackson, back at it again. Another episode of The Celebrity Junk. This is your for all that you do. Subscribe, hit the bell. We're out.